Welcome everyone. We are at our startup pitch show, 6 p.m. London time. I'm delighted to start our first episode of a series. So thank you very much for joining us. And now I would like to introduce our invited experts, Mark Lamas, our session and introduce yourself, please. So, Marka, you are with us. So, good evening. Please, if you can introduce yourself, tell us a few words about your experience and how do you work with startups.
Hi, Slava. Great being here today with you. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to join. Well, I've been working with entrepreneurship for last 20 years, and I'm doing that teaching, researching, but also as a mentor and consultant for new business, new startups. So that's what I will do today, share some of my experiences and also give my feedback for the pitches tonight. So once again, a pleasure being here. Thank you so much, Slava.
Thank you very much, Mark. We also have invited experts, Marka Poliafico from London. Marka, thank you very much for joining us tonight. If you can give us a few words about yourself and your experience and how do you work with startups as well, please.
Hi, Slava. Good evening to you and to all the audience. So, as you said, I'm based in London. In my full-time job, I work as a senior manager in a company advisory company specialized in project finance advisory for renewable energy transactions. But since 2017, I've been mentoring and advising startups. So I work with a lot of them, and I focus in particular way on strategy, business models, and pitch coaching. So this is very relevant to what we're going to do tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Also, we have a special guest tonight, our Elegant Club ambassador from Sofia, Stoyan Angelov. Stoyan, please, if you also can give a few words about yourself and also introduce your experience to the audience.
Thank you, Slava. Thank you for the invitation to this great event. I'm a full-time entrepreneur since I was 18. And for the last 5 years, I'm building an ecosystem. It's called a video ecosystem, where we are bringing Web3 and the innovation into the event and entertainment space with the event ticketing platform, NFT platform, gig economy platform, and everything also related with Web3, blockchain, metaverse. AI is coming also very strong now, very soon. And I'm happy to help here to these great startups that we're going to pitch and to give my personal vision on their pitches and on the level of their products. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Stoyan. Now we would like to start our pitch session with the first startup presenting tonight. It's Peter Zakhar from Closwap, London. Closwap. So Peter, hopefully with us. Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Hi, Slava. Good evening. It's a pleasure. May I start?
Please do.
Perfect. Hopefully you can share my you can see my screen. Let me just load it up for you. Cool. All right, let's start. So I'm here with Closwap. Every second, a truck full of clothes gets dumped into the landfills. Hi, I'm Peter, the CEO of Closwap. Did you know that in the past 15 years, the clothes worn by the same individual has decreased by 36%, while the production has doubled? This makes it almost impossible to buy high quality garments for consumers. At Closwap, we have hosted 2 in-person events previously, which started at our university warehouse, which allowed us to get a free space, and we utilized this opportunity for us. It enabled to gain experience to how people react to different kind of transactions, swapping. But we realized that 60% of people still prefer offline shopping. 40% cannot be left ignored. That's why we developed the revolutionary Closwap app. On the screen, you should be able to see the revolutionary Closwap app. Let me run you through the process. Closwap works on a Tinder basis model where you can swipe right or left, depending on what clothing you like. Once you get a match, You can text that person, send an offer, depending once on your preferences and your previous swipes. As a result, you can either accept, reject, or send a counteroffer. Once you agree on a deal, you will agree on a deposit to ensure a safe payment. That's exactly how you will be able to conduct transactions on Closwap. But why would you need Closwap? Who is actually our target consumer? So whether you have a low disposable income, an overfilled closet, or you're just a student in London, you will love Closewap. But who's our competitor? Reselling platforms such as Zara, H&M, or ASOS are major pollution contributors, while a reselling platform such as Depop or Vinted have sky-high transaction fees and a generic algorithm. So how do we target our consumers? Through our marketing strategy, which is quite unusual, we use guerrilla marketing, attending fashion events, sticking stickers in random places and on people, so that when a picture is taken, Closewap will be airdrop more than 5,000 videos to people in line. We attended these events, and we find celebrities to interview them and post them on our social media to attract as many people as possible. And we threw 2 in-person events and documented them through a documentary. How do we make money? Well, to our events, we have entry fees, and also we collaborate with different businesses on sponsorships. For our app, it's a bit more complicated. So we have immersive ads, we have subscription fees, and we have swapping fees. But what impact does Closewap make on the world? So previously, we've had 2 events with more than 100 attendees and more than 200 pieces swapped. But that's not everything. With the app, you will be able to purchase clothing for 1/5 of the price than any other competitors, while saving 33 kilograms of clothing and more than 3,000 liters of water for every single item swapped. At Closewap, we realized that we needed to change the behavior of consumers. And that's what we did. Through a personalized algorithm with our app, we will be able to target them, and they will be spending more money at high quality retailers because they will know that in the future, they will be able to exchange them for other high quality items. We are Closewap. Ready to swap?
Thank you very much, Peter. I think it's your end of presentation. Thank you very much. You're right in time. So now it's time to ask our judges for the feedback. So first of all, I would like to ask the Marco Lamas. Marco, if you can join us and give us the feedback about the pitch, please, Marco.
Oh, Peter, congratulations. Great pitch. Very clear, very objective, and straight to the point. So once again, congratulations. Well, you guys worked on a sustainability issue, and that's great. And you are focusing on one um, really important and trendy issue nowadays. Okay, and yes, it should be a problem, and it is a problem, and we should be aware of it, and you are working with sustainability, and I think it will be a very nice touch from you guys. I have just 2 questions for you, Peter. You've been on it, and you talked about that, but I'm really having I want it to be a little bit more clear. What's your target? Okay, what's your segmentation?
So
Who are
we're
you
mainly
working for?
targeting students in the UK currently. We target university students. We also target those in accommodations, and that's exactly where we host events. And there we want to also expand into vintage stores across London and then across the world. We're planning international events in the upcoming months. And we realized that the total market that we could potentially address just in London is over 150,000 people.
Okay. Why I was asking, just to think how scalable it would be your project, because we are talking about London, and yes, that's where you are. Because if we go to
Mhm.
other countries in Europe, namely Portugal, probably we are talking about a niche market. Okay, because
Mhm.
not every students, not every young people are really keen on buying this kind of clothes and reused clothes. Okay, so it's important to try to understand if you can have the same market size on every country in Europe,
Mhm.
and if you may scale this. I really enjoyed also all the marketing plans that you have and that you showed us. But I really want to know also, you already know what kind of investment you will need to go to market.
So currently we're just building the customer base in London, and we also already have an investment of 3.5 thousand pounds. To get on the market with the app, that would require an investment of around 150,000 for the development and another 50,000 for the marketing, just so we could get it out and also internationally. And just coming back to your point with the customer base, there's around 100 million people already existing worldwide, which use reselling platforms and buy resell. And this would be just a better opportunity for them to purchase clothes cheaper.
Okay, thank you so much, Peter. All clear for me, Slava. Thank you.
So, Marka, now is your time to give points for three things: innovativeness of idea, the presentation, and scalability and the business potential. Please, 3 points from you.
Okay, the first one is innovative. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, we are talking about 0 to 10.
Yes.
Okay, so 8 for you, Peter. The second one,
Presentation.
presentation. Well, it was clear enough. I will give you 8 also. And for scalability, well, I know, and you've been there on the amount of people that buy resale, but I will give you a 7 on this. Okay.
Right. So the final 887, is it correct, Marka?
That's it. That's it, Slava.
887, correct. Thank you very much, Marka. Now it's time to ask Stoyan to join our session and also give the feedback. Stoyan, please, if you can join us and give your feedback to Startup Pitch, please, welcome.
First, I really like the idea for swapping, and for this, like it's innovative to trade on that way, and I really believe that this is emerging market. And if now you have 150,000 people in London, in 10 years you will have like 3 million. I like this. I like the way you present it, the idea and the product. What I didn't like and I didn't heard is what you are looking for, what's your business model, what's your team expertise, and what's your roadmap. These are a few things that I missed, and for sure, if next time you are pitching and you add a couple of slides with this information, this will be very valuable for the audience and for the people that potentially would be interested to invest in the company. And you already answered to some of the questions on the previous feedback, and I would love to hear a little bit more about the roadmap.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for the feedback, Stoyan. Actually, regarding the team and the slides, so we usually use a more extensive pitch deck when we present. I actually have my team here. If you want, I can show them to you. They're sitting just in the corner.
Hey guys.
Regarding the roadmap. So currently in the first year, we're just planning on building this customer base across London and across the world, so that when we do launch the app in about a year or two, then we can actually reach a wider customer base. And we're hoping to get at least 30,000 people in the first 2 years, so that they will sign up to our app once it's launched.
Okay, that's a good idea, and I also think that London is a really good market to start with, and focus actually to execute the maximum out of this market, because it's like only this market is big enough
Yeah.
for the next steps of the company, let's say.
Mhm.
And another question that I have is that like with the investment that you are seeking, which I realized it's 200K, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. For this investment, you say that you're gonna put 150 in development and 50 in marketing. What do you have a little bit more details on the development side?
Yeah, so regarding the calculation that we made, it takes around 1,200 hours to develop the app, and that would take with those developers. It's quite an extensive algorithm, but at the same time, it could be done definitely. but also the uniqueness of the app, but also taking inspiration from Tinder. That's something we would look at. Obviously, like the details would be done by the professional team. None of us are really professional designers, so that's why we currently only have the prototype, as you might have seen, which we created in Figma.
Awesome. Thanks.
So Stoyan, now it's time to give marks. Please, Stoyan, if you can give us the marks first for innovativeness of idea.
Based on the answers that I received, I increased my 1 to 10 1 to 10 mark, right? And I want to give you 7 about the innovativeness of the idea, and have in mind that you need to innovate a lot more and pivot when you find the points where you can innovate even more based on the experience that you are going to have with the next steps of development of this application, because the market will show you a lot of stuff, I'm sure.
So second mark goes for the presentation, please.
Again, 7. There is a lot more to ask on the slides. The presentation, I think it was perfect, and just a little bit more investment materials there that you can bring. I think this will help a lot in the next stage.
And final point for business and scalability potential, please.
I will give here 6 actually, because there is a lot of stuff that need to be explored, and it's still like the scalability of the business model. It's still not. It depends on the live events, and it depends on some other stuff that is not like technology boom. Tomorrow you have 100,000 customers, and I think that you need to look for this when you develop the MVPs and all this stuff.
Thank you very much, Stoyan. It was amazing, quick and sharp and crisp feedback from Stoyan Angelov from Sofia, Bulgaria, our Elegance ambassador, and also the founder of multiple startups. Now is the turn to Marco Poliafico to join our session. And Marco, please, your turn to give us the feedback and marks.
Hi, Peter. Really well done for your presentation. Really well done for getting your team behind you and showing and managing the impromptu. So that's amazing. I really liked almost everything. I think I will be a bit more generous, but please be aware. I totally agree with all the comments, questions, and remarks that already Stoyan and Marco made before. Okay. So I would say I'm very keen about sustainability. I'm very keen about impact. So I want to encourage a bit more, but I definitely agree with them. So I would say I really like the way you control your presentation, the speed of your voice. It was very well phased. Also, there were a couple of elements that made the presentation even more lively when you, for example, compared with a more known business model like Tinder in the way to use the app, not as a business model, of course. And so these were definitely very good things. Already, Stoyan remarked quite very important elements that you were missing in your presentation. A couple of things that I would suggest is, or that at least I noticed. First of all, in a virtual environment, it's very tricky when we start a presentation and there is that moment of silence or the moment in which we adjust. Hey, can I start? Hey, does it work? So if you can minimize the impact of these parts, that would be great. And the second element that I noticed is when you talked about events and you say that one of your revenue streams could be entry fees, if I well remember, to the events. And I wonder whether this might result actually in creating a barrier to entry for yourself, meaning that if you put a ticket, a fee, you might not have enough people joining the event, hence you might actually shoot in the leg, basically, of your business model and development. So I would suggest you to check these elements. I will not ask you questions just for the sake of time management. So I will move on the marks that I want. Innovation. I think there are already different business models that pursue similar way, similar approach, and definitely agree with Stoyan that in the sense that it's all to be seen. So of course you need to keep pivoting, keep perfecting your idea. So I will start with a 7 as a base for launching a better better result. Definitely, I would instead go up to 8 for your presentation. Please remember all the remarks that Stoyan made, which are very important, but definitely 8 because you presented very well. And in terms of scalability and potential, I totally agree with the remark. It all depends on how it will come out. But I want to encourage you because I would love these things to be around. So I will give you 9. And please don't make me regret this mark. So go out there and smash it out. Okay? Well done.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you very much, Mark, for your feedback. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you very much, Peter, for your startup presentation. But also, what is important information I need to share that our viewers and the people who will watch our show after this live broadcast, they can vote for your startup via these QR codes. So you can scan the code, and all the viewers can vote and give the marks on the same basis our judges gave marks to you. So more than welcome to ask your network to give a fair votes. So that will be open for next 48 hours. And we would encourage our startup community to give awards for your startup presentation. And thank you very much one more time. So it was amazing starting our episode 1. So Peter and your team, thank you very much. Now we have a second startup presenting. And it is Daniel. Daniel, I think, I'm not sure if Daniel is here. Yes, I believe so. Daniel, good evening. Thank you very much for
Good evening, Slava.
thank you very much for joining us tonight. So if you're ready, let me know, and I'm happy to give you the voice.
I am happy and eager to start. So when you're ready, I'm ready.
Can you please share your screen then?
Yes, of course. Okay. Just a moment. I never used this before. Sharing. Okay. In the meanwhile, let's see. Well, just a second. My laptop isn't the best in the market, but it will do. It will do. Okay. Everybody can see, right?
Yes.
Let's start. So I'm here to present Backlife. We are to help in shaping the future of traveling. We plan to build a website in which you can rent items and travel free with no bags. You just travel. How did we thought of that? There was a colleague of mine. He's working with me. His name is Otavio, and he had some really frustrating times in terms of traveling, in time in queues, and etc. So we came up with this idea, and together we are developing it. So what is it about? We have our vision. We want to make the world greener by helping indirectly with the CO2 emissions related to luggage. So basically, if our business model is good enough and moves forward, we can spend less time with bags and more time having fun while having the same commodity and security as if we travel with our own items or even more. We exclude the possibility of losing our luggage, of damaging the content or the bag itself, and we help the planes waste less fuel, which means less CO2 emissions. How does it work? One goes to the packlife.com and creates an account. In the first time, you can try for free. Secondly, you choose the items, then the point of delivery, if you want to pick it up on the store, or you can choose where to deliver in a partnership that we'll have with Uber, and then you return it. All the items go through a verification and hygienization process, which means that everybody gets to use the products with the same integrity as before. Moving forward, our business model here it's a bit extensive, but basically, our value propositions are related to the time that we don't spend creating the content of the bags, organizing queues, whatever. We don't have to spend that much time. Everybody knows that if we go out on a weekend trip, 2 or 3 or 4 hours are spent with the bags, and it shouldn't be like that. And we want to improve that for everybody in the world. We want to relate ourselves with the customers in the social media, in the open 24/7 store. We will have brand ambassadors to help spread out the word. We want to have merchandising, and we'll be present in events in order to relate physically with our customers. Who do we want to target? Millennials, Zs, Generation Z, business travel, and last minuters. Slava, for example, why don't we go travel right now? First, because we don't have a trip planned, and then we don't have our luggage. If we want to buy a last minute flight, we can buy a pack life, and when we get to the point of the hotel, the location, we have everything that we need waiting for us. So we will do this via a store and a website. Our main activities are to run the store, the maintenance of the stock, partnership building, delivery, ads and marketing, and B2B customer relation. Our partners, travel agency, brand, accommodation places such as hotels, hostels, local places, airports, potential investors, operational staff, and support services. To start, we need an investment of 60K minimum, but preferably 300K. And we want to use that money to get a warehouse, stock, security, fintech, HR, proper intellectual property, and we will spending money basically on that. Our revenue streams come from the fact that you rent the product with option to buy, and we also rent lockers. If you are to travel right now with someone, you can leave your laptop with me. I have a locker. I have a safe that you can leave it to in through 2 or 3 days, and when you come back to me, I give your laptop perfect as it is. This is our model. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. It was very precise and quick. And now we will start asking the judges to join our discussion. And first of all, I would like to ask Marco Lamas to join our session and give your feedback. Marco, please join our discussion.
Well, Daniel, great pitch. I really enjoyed the way that you pitched the idea. Probably the next time you'll pitch, be prepared to have your presentation, and probably you could have it on full view. For us, it would be easier to get along and stay with your pitch. Well, some remarks, quick remarks on the pitch, Danielle. Yes, we understand who you are, how the idea came true with you and Otavio. It would be nice to understand what's your skills, what's your input to the project, what's Octavio's input to the project, what you still miss to go to the market regarding people, regarding skills to make it happen. Yes, you've shown us the business model, so it was quite clear. It's easy to understand what you want to do, who is your segmentation, what's your value proposition. And yes, as I understood, you've got value proposition for each of your segmentation, and you've got 4 different segmentation. That's really ambitious, but let's see what you can do. And yes, you went to the through the investment that you need, but then you had 60K and then 300K. How can you do it with 600K if you probably need 300K? Is it possible to go to the market with the minimum investment?
Firstly, to answer that question, we are more or less prepared, but honestly, I wouldn't go live if I had the 60K. But
Okay.
it would be enough to launch the website, to prepare all the options, to take care of the fintech, to make the processual work done. Now, in order to get the job done, I need 100K minimum, but to start the operational part, 60. In order to go live with the full market strategy, with advertisement, getting the stock by my own risk and partly with the my key partners, to get a warehouse, to get everything as I idealized initially, 300K would be enough. Now, Octavio is a person that is he works with paid media. He's a marketing specialist. He has more than 5 million, I think, in investment. He's our person that will lead the digital world, basically. Our roadmap, how we want to bring customers from the social media to if to effectively buy the UX, UI, all these Otavios. We have planned also to get an IT team, but it was too expensive. So what we did, we talked to three talented kids from Polytechnic of Porto, a school called ISEP, which is the School of Engineering. We are working with them and thinking of giving them a share in order to exchange for the work. We don't have too much money, so we will deliver this part to them. We will have three developers. They will develop in, I don't know the language at the moment, but it's not low code. It's a language. We don't want an app. We want a simple website, responsive, which anyone can use in the laptop, cell phone, computer. Very basic,
Okay.
not too basic
Okay.
because
Got
it
it.
has to be secure.
Got it, Daniel. I think we run short of time. So just a final question, okay? Regarding revenue streams, do you have it planned already?
Yes, our revenue streams come from the fact that we rent the products with option of buying them. For
Okay.
example,
Yes.
if you pay the glasses for 3 days and you know that 8 days you have them paid, you can choose that in the end of your trip. Do you want to pay the rest and get the glasses because of it remembers you of a good memory or something? You can get it. Also the lockers, and the lockers I have to buy once. The stock I have to renew it, and well, our gross profit will be shorter. The GP of the lockers are 100%. The GP of the stock will be 67%.
Okay.
Hey,
I had one more question, but I think we
we
already
don't
ran
have time. We
out
don't
of
have
time.
time,
So
Mark. Time to give
thank
a
you so
vote.
much, Daniel.
So
Okay.
your
My
points
votes.
are
Innovation 8 for the presentation, and you are really a great speaker, Daniel. But once again, I think you must be more prepared for these kind of situations. So I'll give you a 7, and for the scalability issue, I'll give you an 8. Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, great pitch, Daniel.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you very much, Mark. And now it's time to ask Stoyan to join our session. Stoyan, please welcome back, and please give us the feedback for the pitch presentation.
Thank you for the presentation. Definitely, there is a lot more to do on that presentation when it comes to the slides. Like, I really like to see the canvas, but everyone that is here to listen a pitch, they will want to see simple solution slides like problem, solution, product, business model, all this canvas in 10 slides, 20 slides, something like this. Let's say 10 because it's only 3 minutes when it comes to 3 minute pitch. Second, when I'm hearing your whole story and the answers of the previous judge, I think that I've made similar mistake back in the days, like 10 years ago, something like this, with one of my ventures, to start thinking too big and to start thinking for like okay, I need 60K to start my business, to start doing this or that. I need 200K or like this. I think that what I want to see, and I think that most of the people want to see in a startup, is a bootstrapping spirit, and you can launch without money. You can go and you can do the mom's test, the Eric Rice book. Like you go, you test, you go and do your MVP with no money. You show results. You put them. You get the niche. You get the feedback, and then you go and ask for money, and with some clear P&L, with some clear vision of exactly what you do on the technical side, on the marketing side, on the growth hacking side, because this is a great product. And I think that you have this great idea that is a real problem. Of course, there is a lot of questions like the security of that. When I share my stuff, how I'm gonna receive it back, or like who will handle that? What happen if I put something like a clock on the locker and then he disappears? Like there's a lot of things to be solved, but the main idea solves a real problem, and which I think it's really good. Based on the presentation, yeah, I have a lot of comments. Your presentation is a good, like you as a speaker are good. The presentation that you're speaking on, there's a lot of things that need to be. You need to do the presentation, and that's my that are my comments. And also, we didn't hear anything about the team behind, how many people, what's your expertise. Of course, this is also a valid feedback when it comes to presentations, and will be great to hear more.
Thank you, Stoyan. Now your points are innovativeness of idea.
Innovativeness is, just a moment, I just write it down here. Innovativeness, I want to put 6, and as the previous presentation, my comment here is that there is still a lot more to be explored to get the really innovative thing that you're gonna pivot on, and that's why I put 6.
Presentation.
On the presentation, I put 6 because of you, and you're a good presenter, and I want to give more if I see a real presentation where you go through the slides that are for a real pitch show. But 6, yeah.
Thank you, Stoyan. And business and scalability potential.
I put here 7. First, because I saw the canvas and you had really detailed brainstorming there. And this idea, I think it's very scalable as different business models when it comes to the users and their needs. And there is like a lot of things that can be plugged in. That's why I give 7.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Stoyan. Thank you for your feedback. And now it's time to ask Marco Poliafico to join our session and give your feedback, Marco.
Hey, Daniel, well done for your presentation, for entertaining us with this very quite out of the box idea. I will not repeat, as I said before, I will not repeat the points that have already been remarked by my colleagues. And again, I totally agree with them. So in terms of, I would say I really liked your presentation. You're a very good speaker, definitely. And well, I have to say maybe some more preparation, but Mark already mentioned that. But you linked very well few things, and you also engage the audience. You say to Slava, "Hey, shall we travel?" So this element of liveness of the presentation, I think that is very important. So well done for managing this part of the presentation. At the same time, the business model, but I totally agree. Rather than this model, because what happened with that? Actually, that we were interested. So, hey, what did he say? What did he say? And we started reading there. But by reading that, what do? We get distracted. So we miss what you're talking about. So I think that is quite tricky. It would have been better, as Stoyan said, different solution. And only one comment about what you say to Marco, because that would have been my comment as well. You mentioned a wide range. My advice is to go, when you ask for investment, to go with a number, or if it really needs to be a range, it should be a really tight one, but better a number. in particular way, if you say that answering to Marco, you say, hey, V60, actually, I wouldn't go, I wouldn't launch the idea on the market. I wouldn't do my go-to market strategy. And I was thinking, it's like if Ronaldo trains for the whole week and then he doesn't play the match on Sunday. It's the same. We want to train, which is what you're doing, but we want to play the match. Otherwise, we didn't do anything that is worthwhile, if it makes sense. So make sure that you actually go for a number that enables you to train during the week plus play the game on Sunday. Okay. So let's go to my marks. So in terms of innovation, I really like the thinking out of the box. I have to say it's quite an innovative thing in my opinion. So I want to give an 8 to encourage you to explore more, to keep thinking out of the box. In terms of the presentation, I would say that I agree with all what has been said before. So I think some more work is needed. You carry very well the weight of the presentation, but I would say it's a 7 for your dialectic and presentations skills and style, but with some more work to do there. And in terms of potential, I think, and Stoyan, I think was remarking this point. I think this is one of those ideas that because it's a quite out of the box, it will really benefit from you actually trying it, you simulating it, experimenting it. I will stop at 7 because I think this is one of those ideas that needs to be reviewed in terms of how do we play with you mentioned the safety, the security, but there is also concept of ownership. How much are we attached to bring our stuff as opposite to use stuff left from other people? Here in London, I use pretty much when I need, I use Zipcar. I don't have car anymore. And I always notice the small issues about, wait, it's not my car. And I think, should I buy my car actually? Because I know I'm not happy with that. So I would invite you to think about and simulate. Think is not enough. You already been thinking a lot and very well. So it's time to go out and experimentation there. So well done, good luck, and obrigado for your presentation.
Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate the comments, and I will use all of them in order to evolve.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you very much, Daniel, for your presentation. It was our first episode with 2 startup presentations. And thank you very much to our invited judges, Stoyan, Marco Lamas, Marco Poliafico, Peter, and Daniel. So that was amazing. Now I would like to mention a few things that our viewers also can vote for startups. They just need to scan the QR codes and vote for startups they like, and also give the points for them based on the same approach our judges did this way. Our episodes is actually going to be on a weekly basis, so we will have every week Wednesday 6 p.m. London time 2 startup presentations, and we will have the ranking of our startup pitches on the weekly basis, so everybody will be able to see the results of our sessions. So one more time, big thanks to our judges, the Marco Poliafico, Stoyan Angelov, and Marco Lamas. It was a pleasure to see all of you tonight. And one more time, please do share the QR codes to our viewers to give also the feedback and also to give votes for all of our 2 of our startup presentations. One more time, we are quite precise with time, so it was a big pleasure to have this amazing session. It was just a starting point. So please do vote for startups, and looking forward to meet all of you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. London time, to our startup pitch show and see 2 new startup presentations during our live broadcast session. So I'm finishing the session for tonight. You can see this QR code and vote for our upcoming our startups we had tonight. So stay tuned and see you next